Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Batman Kings of Fear, issue number 5 of 6 by Kelley Jones and Scott Peterson. I forgot. So let's dive in. So as you know, if you check out my other reviews, which I suggest you should do, subscribe to my channel and all that jazz, you would have known that that I'm really liking this series. And this one is not any different. This is a fantastic series, and I hope it pulls off in the end. So without further ado, let me show you why it's good. And we see here Scarecrow, who has Batman pumped full with experimental drugs and fear gas and whatnot. He's showing him how Gotham would have looked like if Batman wouldn't be Batman. Not talking about him being dead, but just not being Batman. And Batman cannot believe that he's seeing, a proper Gotham without or less crime and flourishing. And then he is suddenly attacked without, nowhere comes Killer Croc. And then Scarecrow says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And Batman says, "What do you mean? I believe my question was quite clear." "No," says Batman, and he beats Killer Croc pretty easily. What I like about this particular shot, and it could be wrong, you see this? A reflection, is this blood? And then the reflection of Batman is in the blood. It's pretty cool. But then Killer Croc is here unconscious. And I'm sorry, the lighting is a little bit, not that good. He's unconscious and he says, I'm stopping Killer Croc. Were you though? Yes. But were you really? Or were you just delaying him a bit? Isn't he just going to escape and do it all over again? So he said, "What do you suggest?" says Batman. What do you suggest I do instead? Kill him? Of course not. Don't be a child, says Scarecrow. I suggest that by fighting Croc, by fighting all of your so-called rogues gallery, you're simply encouraging them. So he says, don't you see? When you behave that way, you actually granting them legitimacy. You treat them then as your equals, raising them on your own level. You're better than that. You're better than them. Start acting like them. Or don't. What do I care? So he's just messing with the Batman. And it actually works. It actually works. So, and I also love the fact that he's changing into a cop and then some kind of a detective. And he talks about, Batman says then, what am I supposed to? Just let them run rough guard over my city? Well, it is really your city? He asks. So basically he's talking about, about Jim Gordon, that he maybe just, do his job. So basically he asked him a lot of questions, making him doubting himself. And then he says, "Tell me, Batman, what are you feeling?" Like a psychologist. And we see this image that he is pulling up some stone rocks and then later a ball and chain. It's all metaphorically, of course. But then Scarecrow says, no, that's not really it. Show me what it's all really about. And then we see his rogues gallery, and that has, is waiting on his shoulders, and he can barely lift it because it's just too much. And we see this fantastic looking shot of Scarecrow going nuts on Batman. And so he says, "So painful, so good. Thank you for sharing your truth with me. Not that you have much choice." And he says, "It's all killing you. But you always knew that. Maybe even hoped." So, and we see him, Batman, he's totally helpless. But that's not the point, isn't it? May or not be, may what you want, but either way, that's not the problem. If I weren't around, Bane would go home. So, and yeah, he explains basically what would happen if Batman wasn't around. Like he explains that Bane came to Gotham because of Batman, and Batman just refused to believe that. And he says, if the Batman never existed, Bane would have died trying to escape Santa Prisca. He would have been forgotten in days. And he also talks about Mr. Freeze, about Poison Ivy, and Riddler. Freeze would have put his energy into making advanced technology for astronauts. Pamela Isley here is using her intelligence to advance in pharmaceuticals and making getting billionaires on board for saving the rainforest and the planet. And the Riddler would be into video game design, and these are some ads that has nothing to do. And also talking about Two-Face, that he would have been crafted some new skin on his face, and because he was a really good lawyer, or I'm seeing a district attorney, and he would have been fine. And even Catwoman, he said, Selena, such a difficult life she had, and yet she managed to turn it around. Recently won Nobel Peace Prize for her work with abused women and children. Some people call her the American Mother Teresa. Go on, now ask the biggie. So yeah, he asked about the Joker, what would have gotten into him. Well, it seems that without the Batman, Joker used his ability to get inside people's head to become a profiler, become maybe the biggest profiler, and even a consultant for people behind bars, because he can, he knows what makes them tick, if you know what I mean. And even talking about himself, Jonathan Crane, and he would have been, he would have been a pioneer in the treatment of schizophrenia. And he says the Penguin, still a monster. Not everything is about you, That cracked me up. The writing is really, really good. And what I especially like about the writing is normally we would have seen, action, fighting, threatening, some cool set pieces. But this is more, psychology-based warfare against the Batman. And I haven't seen that for a very, very long time. Not in this level, It's just great. It's just really fun. What the icing on the cake is, of course, the art of Kelley Jones. And so it shows how important it is that you have a good writer and a good artist to complement each other and bring that particular thing to life, what you want to show to your audiences. It's just fun. It's just really cool. And he also talks about Bruce Wayne himself. He says, just imagine if you'd chosen a different path. What if you'd taken all that amazing intellect, your unstoppable drive, and your fabulous riches, and you dedicated your life to become the greatest philanthropist the world has ever known? Talking about, healthcare and schools, etc. And crime would have plummeted into zero. You could have done all this if you wanted, if you had that option. Instead, you decided to play dress up and bunch muggers. So Batman is going a little bit nuts here. And he says, how are you doing this? Doing what? Showing me the Sphinx. I'm not. What, you think I'm the ghost of the holidays past? So he says, I'm basically showing what Batman already knew since day one, or probably, what he's knew all the time. And Batman still denies. He says it's not possible. Why not? How could one man make such a difference? You must be joking, or you're even more in denial than I thought. He says Mandela, Einstein, Gandhi, Hitler, Shakespeare, etc., etc. How enormous an impact did they have? Did each of them have? And isn't that the entire point of your insane quest? That you wanted to change Gotham? He says, yes, but. And shouldn't you, of all people, know exactly how much one person can change things? Well, he's right. Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. And when he isn't around, well, sometimes that's just for the best. And Batman says, I don't believe you. Yes, you do. You only wish you didn't. So Batman comes to the realization. He says, what does this lead to? What do you try to tell me? And he says, what? That I did all of this? That Gotham's the way it is because of me? That it's all my fault? It's all my fault. It's all my fault. I did this. I made Gotham this way. I never should have become the Batman. Its intensities look so awesome. And so he curls up and he is here in a ball, and Scarecrow admits that he's just pumping in so much of, I don't know, his experimental medicine, venom, you call it whatever it is, to put Croc out of a commission for a week, and Batman is still standing. He says, "Upsy daisy, we still got a lot of work to do." So Batman's trying to fight back because he can't take it anymore, but he is, weak as a kitten, and then he grabs the doses of, well, experimental fluids from Scarecrow. And then this is happening. Well, what do you got here? Listen, I know you had a hard day, a hard life, really. So let's, and then he wants to, inject him. It's just, I'm not afraid, Batman. You can get to me. But then Batman injects himself with the stuff, and then something happens. He says, "What? What did you do? What did you do to me? What did you do to me?" His face. And then look at this, guys. "What did you do to me?" He totally snaps. I don't know. Dude, you injected yourself with the fluids. And I wonder what it all means. What's happened to him? And that we're going to find out in the next issue. And the last issue of Batman Kings of Fear, issue number 6. Coming soon, guys. Yeah, let me know what you think about this comic. I must admit, for a modern comic, this is great. This is really great. Yeah, I gotta go, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.